Hello, Mustafa. Mustafa, do you want to open your camera? Where did you go the first session, Mustafa? You disappeared?
Yes.
Where did you go the first session? Did you lose did you not have electricity for the first
بس
session?
امبارح كنت
But you didn't, we didn't see you, we didn't hear from you. Mustafa. Mustafa, you have to participate.
Yes.
Open your camera, Mustafa.
Miss, the connection with me not good.
Right, okay. Hello again, Dad. Hello, Dad.
Miss Denise, I don't
Yes?
have electricity.
Who doesn't have electricity?
Me, Ali.
Ali, so how are you managing to join? Are you on the telephone?
Yeah.
Right, okay. You can hear us though, huh?
Yeah, but
Okay.
my internet is unstable.
Okay. I saw you had some problems entering. Nazik, are you there?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, okay, good. Can you open your camera, Nazik? So we can
Yes,
see
I
you.
can.
Okay. We're just waiting for the other students. This is Adam. Dad is with us. Stephanie, we're waiting for Stephanie. Ali is with us. Mustafa's with us. Nazik, Nabil, no, and Yara. Nabil, Yara, and Stephanie. We'll just give them a few minutes to join. Nabil, Yara, and Stephanie. Just 1 minute. Let's just wait for them. So I said in the second session that we were talking about what we do when we are given a text to read. The first thing that we do is we look at the title. The title is going to give us a hint of what the text is about. It may give us a hint of the main idea of the text. This is Stephanie. So what you should do after you've read the title, just look over the text very quickly and look for keywords. Look for important words. By the time you have skimmed the text, have you heard of I think last year, grade 6, we talked about skim and scan. Do you remember skim
No, we
and
didn't.
scan? I'm sure we did. When you skim, you look over the text very quickly and you look for clue words. When you scan, you're looking for specific information. So if you read the questions, you know that you have to look for specific details in the text. So then you are scanning, right? When you first get the text, just skim it. You know how when you throw a stone this way on the water, the stone skims the top of the water until it stops somewhere. It just touches the top of the water until it stops. So what you do when you skim a text is you look over the text very quickly and you look for keywords, for clue words that might help you to know what the text is about. So by this time, you've only read the title, you've skimmed the text very quickly to try to have an idea of what it is. So the next thing that you can do is to look at the questions. And if you look at the questions, you may have an idea of what the text is going to be about. And this is even before you've read the text. This is before you've read the text. So you're going to have an idea of what it's all about before you even read it. Yara, are you with us? Can you hear us? Yara, Chad, can you open your camera? Okay, so I'm going to share a text with you. We're going to have a look at a text. I'm going to work on the text. And I'm going to give you an idea of what you should do when you have a text to read, whether it's in the class, whether it's at home, whether it's an exam, or whatever. Right, can you all see it? Can everybody see it? Yeah? Everybody see
Yes,
it?
I can see it.
Yes, I see it.
Stephanie, you can't see it?
Yeah.
So Stephanie, do you want to try rejoining again? Because Yani, even if you're listening, you're going to have the text in front of you. So it's going to be difficult for you. Do you want to try rejoining?
Okay.
Right. Okay. We can already see, we don't need to figure out, we can already see that this is a non-fiction text. A non-fiction text. What's a non-fiction text?
Real.
Real. Okay. So it's going to be informative. It's going to be informative. We're going to find out exactly what the genre is. So this is for grade 7. So it has no title. So there's nothing for us to go on. There is no title. There's only a picture that might help us. It says, read the following passage and answer the questions that follow. But before we're going to do that, any exam is going to say that to you. Before you do that, you're going to skim the text. First of all, we're going to have a look at the picture. There is no title. This time there's no title. There may not be a title in your exam. You may have to make your own title in an exam. So here we've just got this picture. What is this picture? What is this picture?
A book
It's just a book. Okay, it looks like
and
a
a
book.
tablet.
A book or a tablet. So something that we might read on the tablet. Okay, right. I want you very, very quickly to skim. I know I'm going to have to scroll down, but I want you to skim. Let's skim paragraph 1 and 2. I'm going to give you seconds to do it, not a minute. I'm just going to ask you to skim your eyes over paragraphs 1 and 2 and look for clue words just for a few seconds, right? Look for keywords just for a few seconds. And I'm going to stop you. I don't want you to read it. I want your eyes to go over it very quickly.
Can't see it.
Right, stop. Stop. Okay, what were the words that you saw as you skimmed over paragraph 1 and 2?
Reading assignment.
Reading assignment. What else did you see when you skimmed?
Class.
Class.
Miss Board.
Okay.
Text.
Board.
What?
Board.
Bold. Some words bolded. Okay.
Text.
Board. Board.
What?
He's bored. He's bored.
Bored. Bored. Bored. Okay. Bored. Right. Okay. I've given you only a few seconds. You said reading assignment, students. What can I see when I look over it quickly? Reading assignment, students, class. There's a word deteriorate. There's a word mind. There's a word age.
Decline.
Right.
Decline.
Okay, decline. Okay. Skim very quickly. Paragraph 3 and 4. 3 and 4. I'm going to give you seconds to do it. 3 and 4. Don't read it, just let your eyes go over it very quickly. Just skim it. Stephanie, if it's the same, I can't do much about it. I'm sorry. I'll be sending you this video anyway. Right, stop.
Done.
Okay, what did you come across?
A miss provides knowledge.
Knowledge.
School.
School. We've got reading assignment, students, knowledge, school, mind. Okay, right, we're going to go on. I'm not going to give you any more time. Okay, 5 and 6, skim it very quickly.
Where?
5 and 6, just let your eyes go over it very quickly. Don't read it, just let your eyes go over it very quickly. I'm only going to give you seconds. Stop. 5 and 6, what did you see?
Doofus, outweigh.
Doofus.
Can you hear me?
Raise your hand.
Mind.
Yara, what did you say?
Mind.
Mind. Doofus.
Outweigh.
Outweigh. Outweigh. Okay. Right. From the words that you managed to come across when you skimmed it, predict what you think this text is going to be about. What do you think?
About reading.
About reading. What about reading do you think? What do you predict?
Miss,
Yes, Anya?
about homework. About homework.
Maybe about homework. Okay, we're predicting now. We're predicting now. Maybe about homework.
About school reading.
About school reading. About school reading. Stephanie, yes?
What means skimmed it?
When you skim it, you look over it quickly. You just look at it quickly and try to find words that you think might be important. Right, okay. So we definitely know this text is about reading, don't we? We think it's about school reading. We think it's about reading assignments.
And the picture also helps.
What?
The picture also helps.
The picture also helped you. Okay, so that's the first step. When you get reading text, whether it's in the class, whether it's at home, whether it's an exam, that is what you're going to do first of all. You're going to try to find out in your mind what you think it's going to be about. Next step is, go to the questions. Have a look at the questions very quickly. Try to find out what you're looking for in the text. Try to find out what you're looking for. So I'm going to go over the questions very quickly with you. I'm going to go over the questions quickly with you, right? So we've got A1. Which best expresses the main idea of the second paragraph? Okay, so I know that when I go back to read it, I've got to look for the main idea of the second paragraph. Okay, that's something that I've got to look for. The next thing I'm going to look for, number 2, this one. What does the author think why does the author think that you should read books that are boring? Oh, right. So I know now that the author is going to tell me that even if we're bored, I should still read. I should continue to read. Right, I've got to look for that information. I'm going to go down to number 3. Number 3, I have to find which best expresses the main idea of the third paragraph. So while I'm reading, I keep in mind that I've got to look for the main idea of the second and the third paragraph. Okay, let's go on. Number 4, which is not a reason. Wow, we're going to find a reason for something. Which is not a reason given by the author why the students fail to complete reading assignments. So as you said, Yara, it's going to be about reading assignments. It's going to talk about reading assignments. And there are going to be some reasons in this text that gives me reasons why the students fail complete reading assignments. So we're going to be looking for something. We're going to ask ourselves, why do students not continue their reading assignment? So which one is not mentioned in the text? We're going to look for which one is not mentioned. If you've got time, you can look at them all. And then as you're reading, you can find which ones are there and which one is not. Number 5, which best expresses the author's main purpose in writing this text? So what am I going to look for? I'm going to look for the author's purpose. I'm going to look for the author's purpose. I know that while I'm reading, I have to look for the author's purpose. Right now, what do you think the author's purpose is? Do you think it's to entertain, to inform, or to persuade?
Miss A.
You think that it's going to be to persuade? You think it's going to be persuade? Okay. We know that it's non-fiction. We know it's informative. So it could be. Right, number 6. We're going to find out which best expresses the author's tone. Now, I haven't given you the lesson on... Am I echoing? Is my voice echoing?
No, miss.
Now it's better. Okay. I haven't given you the lesson on author's tone, but we are going to take it. So this will be an introduction. this will be an introduction, and then I'm going to give you a full lesson. Before we start the book, I'm going to give you a lesson on tone and mood. Number 7, which of the following is not one of the author's main points? So we're going to think about the author's main points. Which one is not going to be his main point? Number 8, which is not one of the author's arguments? What do you do when you argue? What do you do when you argue about something? If an essay is argumentative, what are you doing? What are you doing when you argue about something? Are you giving your point of view?
Miss, you talk with someone else or a group of people about something, or agree or disagree
That's right.
about something.
That's right. When you're giving your argument, you're giving your side of something. To give your side of something, don't forget, when you persuade somebody, you have to give facts, you have to give good reasons, you have to give strong reasons, you have to be able to convince your reader. So we're going to find something about the author's argument in paragraph 5. And this one, number 9, why does the author believe that reading is good for your mind state? We're going to find out what that means. Number 10, I'm not going to read any more questions, but I'm just going to give you these ones just now. Which title best expresses the main idea of all the text? We're going to find that out. All right? So I'm going to go back to the beginning. In your exam, you will not have so many multiple choice questions. In an exam, you will have different types of questions. So you can look at the questions and just put in your mind what you're going to be looking for before you read the text. Okay? Right. So always be prepared before you read a text. Always be prepared before you read the text. Don't start reading it straight away. Help yourself by trying to figure out what it is before you actually start reading it. Look at the questions. Look at what questions you're going to look for. Okay, so we're going to start reading this text now. We're going to start reading it. We're going to read it together. Adam, would you like to start reading paragraph 1 for us? Paragraph 1, students, is always important. Paragraph 1 is going to give you a lot. It's going to give you a lot of information. Actually, sometimes I ask students to read paragraph 1, sometimes in grade 7. I ask them to read paragraph 1 and the last paragraph. If you read paragraph 1 and the last paragraph, you can start to figure out what all of the text might be about. Okay, so Adam, would you like to read paragraph 1 for us?
Of course. Did you know that some people don't do their reading assignments?
Okay.
It's shocking. It's shocking, but it's true. Some students don't even read short text that they are assigned in class. There are many reasons for this. They may be distracted or bored. They may be unwilling to focus. They may be unconfident readers. Whatever the reason, it has to stop today. Here is why.
Right. Okay. This is a very important paragraph. Paragraph 1 should always be your important paragraph. When you write an essay, if paragraph 1 is not interesting, nobody is going to want to continue it. So your paragraph 1 should draw the attention of your reader. Can you remember last year we worked on essay writing, students? What did we say that the first sentence of paragraph 1 is? Can you remember the name of it? Yes, Adam?
The eye catcher.
What?
Miss, my mom taught me something. It's called eye catcher.
It's an eye catcher. That's right. What do we know? What did we say, Yara?
Hook.
A hook. Right, Adam. Usually, what I call it is a hook. You know the fish's hook that you catch fish with?
I go fishing with.
So the fishing hook, you put a worm on the end of it, and you drop it into the water to attract the fish's attention. And your mom is right, it should be an eye catcher. It should be an eye catcher because it should attract the reader's attention. So this is important. Your first sentence is very important. You may write it in a different way. When we get to essay writing, you may start with a question. You may start with a piece of exciting information. You may start with a quote. It might be a quote. It has to be anything that will attract the reader's attention. So here we have, did you know that some people don't do their reading assignment? So what is his hook? What is his hook? What kind of hook is it?
A question.
That's a question. So he's used the question as a hook. It's a way to get readers interesting. Then he goes on to say, it's shocking, but it's true. It's shocking. So then, as a reader, I would be asking myself, okay, why is it shocking? Why is it shocking? Why is it shocking if I don't do my reading assignment? Okay, I want to continue reading. I want to go on. Some students don't even read your texts that are assigned in the class. Why? I have to ask myself why. Even a short text, the student will not read even a short text. Why? Okay, what are the reasons that he's going to give me? There are many reasons for this. They may be distracted or bored. I'm going to highlight that. They may be distracted or bored. There's reason number one. They may be unwilling to focus. There's another reason. They might be unwilling to focus. Okay. So I'm going to just highlight the hook. I'll highlight the hook for you. This is the hook.
Miss, there's also one more. They may be unconfident
I'm
readers.
getting down to that now. They may be unconfident readers. Right. They may be unconfident readers. So this one is the hook. Actually, let me try to change the color of this one so that you know that this one is the hook. Just a minute. Right, you know that this one is the hook. This one is the catcher. This one is the one that catches your attention. Whatever the reason, it has to stop today. It has to stop today. What does that tell you about this piece of writing? What does it tell you? What is it going to be? It has to stop today. What about the author's purpose? It has to stop today. What's the author's purpose going to be?
Is to persuade the students to read.
Persuade students to read, exactly. And now he's going to go on to give you the reasons why. Okay, it has to stop today. Here's the reasons why, and we're going to find out about the importance of reading. We're going to find about the importance of reading. Okay. Yara, would you like to read paragraph 2? Let me just save it so that when I send it to you, it's saved. Okay. Right. Yara, paragraph 2.
Okay. Reading stimulates your mind. It is like a workout for your brain. When people get old, their muscles begin to deteriorate. They get weaker and their strength leaves them. Exercise can prevent this loss. The same thing happens to people's brains when they get older. Brain power and speed decline with age. Reading strengthens your brain and prevents these declines.
Right, okay. So, don't forget that this is like an essay. This is a text, but it's like an essay. It's a one that you could write, okay? Don't forget, you've got the introductory paragraph here. This is the introductory paragraph. And don't forget that all the other paragraphs that you read have to begin with what? The other paragraphs that you write or you read must begin with a what? What does every paragraph begin with? We're going to go over this. Once we start the book, we will definitely go over this. But I'm just asking to see what you remember. What does each paragraph have to start with? In the introductory paragraph, you've got the hook, right? You've got the hook. The each paragraph, you have to start with something. What is that important sentence? What's that important?
The beginning.
What do we call the beginning? What do we call the beginning? What do we call the beginning? What's the first sentence of every paragraph called?
So I didn't take the question.
Okay, everybody that was in grade 6 last year, you should know. I'm going to make it green. You should know. What's the first sentence of every paragraph? What's the important sentence? What's the sentence that tells us what all the paragraph is going to be about? Yara, what's the sentence that tells us what all the paragraph is about? What do we call it? Topic, the topic sentence, yes. Every paragraph has to have a topic sentence, okay? In the introduction, at the end of the introduction, you should have a thesis statement. The thesis statement tells you what all the sentence is about. What all the text is about. And in every paragraph, you must start your paragraph with a topic sentence. And the topic sentence tells what all the paragraph is about. So here, the topic sentence is, when we reach to writing, the first lesson that we have in writing, we're going to talk about topic sentence, supporting details, conclusion, the hook, the thesis statement, and everything, okay? So we're reading a text, but it's fine for us to be able to pick out the elements of the text. So here we have the topic sentence. The topic sentence is, reading stimulates the mind, okay? Now, all this paragraph should talk about how reading stimulates the mind. So it begins with, what does stimulate means, by the way? What does stimulate mean? What does stimulate mean? What does stimulate mean? What's this word stimulate? What does stimulate mean?
This represents.
If I think that all of a sudden the students are bored in the lesson, and suddenly I turn to a song. I give you a song. Okay, I put a song on the screen. Now I'm stimulating your mind. I'm stimulating your mind. What am I doing? If I think you're bored, and then suddenly Miss Denise says, okay, let's listen to a song. This is a song about our lesson. I'm stimulating your mind by, how am I doing that? I think I'm trying to freshen your mind up so you're not bored. Yes, Nabil, what do you think?
It calms your brain. It calms your mind.
Calms your brain, actually. It's pushing your brain. Relax, it's making your brain more active. If I'm stimulating your brain, I'm trying to make it more active. If I think that my students look a bit sleepy today and they look a bit bored, then I've directly got to switch to something else, try to stimulate your brain, to try to make you more active. Okay? So this says reading stimulates your mind. Actually, reading makes your mind more active. Reading should make your mind more active. You should never look at reading as a boring activity. It should not be boring to you. Okay? So as Yara said, yes, Yara.
I raised my hand
by mistake. Okay. So we're going to look for, how does reading stimulate your mind? It's like a workout for your brain. You know what you do when you work out? What do you do when you work out? You go to the gym to work out, don't you? When you go to the gym to work out. So it's like a workout for your brain. When you're reading, it's like an exercise for your brain. It's a way for your brain to exercise, and it's really true. The more you read, the more active your brain becomes. Let me ask you, what do you get out of reading? What do you get out of reading? Nabil, what do you get out of reading? What do we get out of reading? Is it just that the teacher asks us to read and that's it? What do we get out?
Thoughts and knowledge.
Information.
Thoughts, ideas. We get lots of ideas, new ideas. We get lots of new ideas. What
Knowledge.
else do we get out of reading? Ideas.
Knowledge.
Knowledge. What else? What else?
Detailed information.
What?
Information.
Information. Okay, what else? What does reading help us with? What else does reading help us with?
Change our English language.
That's it.
It gives you new words, it gives you new vocabulary words, it enriches your vocabulary, and if you have better vocabulary, you're going to be a better speaker and a better writer. The more vocabulary.
It helps us.
What else does it do?
It helps us get better.
It helps us get better. It helps us to get better in a language. It helps us to get better. Do you think it helps you in grammar? Yes. Because you're reading sentences and you need to know how to put sentences together, and you need to know the position of the words in a sentence. So it's going to help you with grammar. Sometimes if you've just had a lesson on countable nouns or uncountable nouns, the teacher might ask you to look for countable and uncountable nouns. Or while you're reading, you might say, oh, there's an abstract noun there, or there's a concrete noun there. So you might be testing yourself. How does reading help you in writing?
It gives us new ideas about what to write.
Ideas. And what have we just been doing now? We've been looking for hooks. We've been looking for topic sentences. We've been looking for reasons. So you would apply these in writing. This is what you apply in writing. Actually, reading is so important. What do you do when you learn a new language? The first thing that you do is listen. When you are a baby, you listen to your mom. You listen and listen and listen to your mom. And then what do you do after you've listened when you're a baby? You start to copy her. You start to speak. You start to copy her. Any language, first thing you learn is how to listen. The second thing you learn is how to speak. And then after that, you learn to read. If you can be good speakers, then you will be good readers. You have to become good readers, become good writers. You will not be good writers if you're not a good reader. This is the step: listening, speaking, reading, writing. If you don't know how to read well, and if you're not interested in reading, you're not going to improve your writing. Okay? But actually, reading improves everything. Okay. So reading is like a workout for your brain. Think of reading as exercise. Think of your brain going to the gym every day. Everything you read, you are working out. Your brain is doing a workout. Yes, Nabil. What do you want to say? Nabil, do you want to say anything?
No.
No? Did you press it by mistake?
Yes.
Okay. So it's like a workout for your brain. When people get older, their muscles begin to deteriorate. What happens to their muscles when they get older? What's this word, deteriorate? Become weak. Okay, so you've already figured out what deteriorate means. What helped you to know what deteriorate means?
Miss, can you repeat because I didn't hear you?
You listen to the video later when I send you the video link. What are the clue words for deteriorate?
Get old. Muscles. Their muscles.
Okay. So when people get old, their muscles begin to deteriorate. They get, there we go, weaker, and their strength leaves them. So they get weaker. Exercise can prevent this loss. Okay, later on you're going to decide what this is talking about, not now. Exercise can prevent this loss. The same thing happens to people's brains when they get older. Brain power and speed decline with age. Look at this word, decline. What do you think decline means? Yes, Nabil?
They become weaker.
Become weaker. When it declines, does decline mean become more or less?
Less.
Okay, right. Reading strengthens your brain and prevents these declines. So reading strengthens your brain. So every time you read something, you are strengthening your brain. You are strengthening your brain. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be something that you really enjoy. It could be something that the teacher gives you that's not so exciting. But even if it's not exciting, we must still read it. So all of this paragraph, do you remember one of the questions says, what is the main idea of paragraph 2? What is the main idea of paragraph 2? One of the questions.
Miss, to show,
Yes?
Miss,
Yes?
to show if you're not reading enough, your brain will get weaker and decline with knowledge.
Right, okay, so when we go back to the questions, we're going to see if Adam is correct, okay? When we start on the questions. This is the topic sentence. This sentence tells what all the paragraph is about. All of this talks about how reading stimulates or encourages or makes active your mind. Okay, so now we're going to go down to paragraph 3, step by step. Paragraph 3. Nazik, are you still there? Nazik? Can you open your camera if you're there, please, Nazik? Nazik? Have we lost her? Okay, Jad? Jad, can you open your camera? We've lost Jad as well. Okay, Nabil, would you like to read 3?
You can benefit from reading in the near term too. Reading provides knowledge. Reading provides knowledge. Knowledge is power. Therefore, reading can make you a more powerful person. You can learn to do new things by reading. Do you want to make video games? Do you want to design clothing? Reading can teach you all this and more. But you have to get good at reading, and the only way to get good at something is to practice.
Right, and that is true. Okay, if we have a look at the first sentence. Okay. There is the first sentence and this one. Right, okay. So, oh, sorry, I should have made this green. Let me just change it to green. Okay. So, what is this? What do I call this? What is this? You can benefit from reading in the near term too. This is the what? What do we call this? What do we call this sentence?
Topic.
This is the topic
Topic.
sentence. So in this paragraph, we're going to find out what are the good things that we can get for reading in the near term, not just in the distance, not just when we get old. We're not just talking about when we get old. We're talking about in the near term. We're talking about in the near future. In the near future, not just when we get old. So you can benefit from reading in the near term too. What do you think this paragraph is going to talk about? I've just told you, haven't I? Tell me again. What's the main idea of 3? Yes, Nabil.
How you can benefit from reading.
How you can benefit from reading now for the future, not just for the future, but for now. For now, not just for when you get old. Right, so Nabil said, reading provides knowledge. We already said that. If you remember when you skimmed, somebody saw the word knowledge. Reading provides knowledge. We said that reading is good for us because it gives us information. Knowledge is power. What does that mean? Knowledge is power. What does that mean? Knowledge is power. How does knowledge give you power? How does knowledge give you power?
It gives your brain power.
How? How? Give me an
Putting more,
example. Give me an example of how knowledge can give you power.
but have more ideas in your.
Right? You'll have more ideas in your mind and you'll be able to share them. Let's say, for example, you're working in a team inside the classroom. Let's say you're working as a team inside the classroom We're running out of time, by the way, so I may send this to you to read. No, I think we'll continue it together tomorrow. When you're working in a team inside the classroom, and there's one student who does